What's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Hope you're all absolutely fantastic, and today, as usual, we're gonna continue the book by Cicero on the ideal orator. It's gonna be the 61st part of the third book, so let's get started. Certainly, all these does not call for the painstaking care and diligence demanded of the poets. They are compelled by the constraints of their very rhythms and cadences to fit their words into the verse in such a way that nothing is longer or shorter than required, even with the smallest breath. Prose speech is freer, and is indeed clearly unbound, as it is called, though not so much that it will sleep away or wander about, but that, without being chained, it will set its own limits. For I agree with Theophrastus, who believes that speeches, at least those that are in any way shaped and polished, should be rhythmical, not rigidly but somewhat loosely. For on the one hand, he was right to suspect that, out of the measures that are the constituents of the commonly used verse type, that there arose, later on, the anapest, a longer rhythm. And that form is the dithyramb originated with its freer and more opulent structure, and it is the members and feet of the dithyramb, as he also writes, that are found everywhere in rich prose. On the other hand, if all sounds and utterances rhythm is understood as the quality of having certain beats and of being measurable by regular intervals, then it is indeed justified to regard the rhythms of the type under discussion to be the mark of a good prose speech, provided they are not used without interruption. For if we are right to think that a constant, steady flow of babble without pauses is crude and unpolished, the reason for this rejection is surely that it is natural for the human ear to measure the rhythm of the sounds that are produced by a voice, and that this is impossible if they don't have any rhythm. And in a continuous sequence, there is no rhythm. Rhythm is the product of separation of a beat at regular or often at varying intervals. We can discern it in failing drops of water because they are separated by intervals, but not in an onrushing stream. In prose, then, which we are discussing, a series of words is much better fitted and more pleasant when it is separated into phrases and clauses than when it continues without a break. Therefore, the clauses in question will have to be organized into a pattern. If those at the end are too short, the circuit of the words, as we may call it, is broken off. That is how the Greeks call the cycles in speech. Therefore, the latter clauses should either be as long as the preceding ones, the last one being as long as the first, or which is even better and more pleasant, they should be longer. Alright, guys, so we've done with another part, and we're going to continue more on the next one. Thank you for joining me today in this reading session, and see you tomorrow. Bye.